Hey, everybody. We're back. We're live. It's Friday, Easter weekend. Hope you guys all had a great week. How about we play a little D&D? Yeah?
Easter! Yay!
So, last week's session, you guys, after having defeated the hag, moved deeper into the tunnel system and ended up discovering the back door, so to speak, to the Grey Halls. It was a bit of a complicated thing. 4 different locks had to be opened in the correct order. And in the process, somebody attracted the attention of a carrion crawler or two. But in the end, you were eventually able to open the door after defeating the crawlers. You crawled through a very natural-looking tunnel until you came across what looked like a crypt that was inhabited by a great many walking skeletons. Bullman decided that these were indeed his ancestors and would not fight them. He urged the party to run back the way you came and close the doors. Which you did. He said that he would return himself with some powerful clerics and priests to try and put the dead back to rest. In the meantime, he and his folk would continue looking around the outside of the mountain, trying to find the front door. If you found the back door, obviously there has to be a front door. And they're going to continue looking for it while you guys do whatever you guys want to do. In that vein of things, while you were resting out in the stronghold, Door particularly, had a dwarf approach him and let him know that he too had lost his wife to the ministerings of a hag. And he just happened to have a lead on where this hag might actually live. He told Dor that in the northeastern part of the Oak Wood, Dor's home, was a swampy area that this hag was rumored to have made its home. Re-energized by this new lead and this new information, Dor shared it with the group and said that he was off. He wasn't even going to wait to rest. He was just going. And that's where we pick up this week's session. You guys are at the stronghold.
We're following Door, right?
Oh yeah, but that's what I thought we were doing.
You guys are at the stronghold, and I believe you were going to follow Dor on his quest.
Indeed, there's this evil hags about. I also believe that the others had eaten some sort of mushroom stew, or what was it?
They had eaten a bit of omelet made by Alphonse. That it didn't work out quite as well for them as they had hoped. For some reason, our observer is having trouble loading the scene. We'll give it just a minute, and there he is.
Sorry.
Speak of the devil and his poisoned omelet, and he shall arrive. We'll give our camera operator a moment here to see if we can get her into the right scene. If you like, see if it'll load. I didn't prepare a whole lot of maps today because, well, I am unsure in what is going to happen. There we are. We're back in.
We got a hag hunt.
My favorite maps are the ones that are grey with beautiful yellow drawings.
I've seen those. They're very, very intriguing. Right. So, Dora was ready to leave. Alphonse and what's his name over there? Alfric. That's the name I'm looking for. We're paralyzed, I think, for an hour or something like that. As was Misty. Evil found the omelet a little bitter tasting, but fine other than that. And now it's to you. What would you like to do? Go.
My friends, I'm
Enter away!
to leave.
As you're talking to us, Alfric is just staring towards the sky.
They agree. We're going with you, Dor.
I feel honored to have you as friends, but it's a long travel back to my home forest. We need to get going.
Alfric.
Conquer all lengths.
Alfric uses subtle cast meta magic to cast minor illusion, meaning it's not requiring any components, so I'm hoping it still works even as paralyzed. And the minor illusion would show a big poison sign above the food that Alphonse has fed me. As I'm still staring towards the sky.
Oh, there's a sign that appeared above the omelet. Does it have some magical properties, perhaps?
What is this? I've never seen that sign before.
Well, it just appeared right now.
I use another sorcery point to to create another minor illusion, which is a big arrow pointing. Well, it's like a two-headed arrow. One end points towards the cake, the other end points towards me.
It's bonded to Alfric.
I think it
Maybe
means,
he wants more.
I think
Maybe we should
he
feed him more.
he wants more. Yeah. All right. Can we just
I
feed
can
him
really
the
want.
rest and get going?
Yeah, let's just feed it to him.
I use a third point to make a big red cross appear.
Oh,
I think
he
that
wants.
means
It doesn't
That
want to
means
be
until
eaten by
everything-
Alfric, I think.
no. I think he wants to eat everything until nothing is left. It's okay. It is quite a portion, though. But
That's a good catch, Dora. Thanks, I wouldn't have caught that. All right. Let's see here. Say ah!
Alright, as you're trying to do that, I use my last point to cast Firebolt on the cake.
Laser beams shoot out of Elfric's eyes into the omelet.
I have some more mushrooms. We can make a new one. He's really eager to have more.
Well, I think this one is flambéed nicely now, so it's.
The
He probably likes
omelet
it this way.
is no more. This is an X omelet.
This is so sad.
And that's the last thing I can do because I don't have any sorcery points left.
Evil takes up a spoonful and it just crumbles. Aw. I'm sorry, Elfric. I suppose you won't be able to get your omelet. Man, you are really quiet today.
The hour passes, and the two of you can finally start to move.
Alphonse, I think, while strangely paralyzed by this food you've provided, I've gained new insight into my capabilities as a sorcerer.
Yes, me too, as a wizard. This is the power of well-cooked food.
We should do this again.
Of course.
Indeed, I also felt some sort of strange power inside of me with the omelet. It was. I think I can. I can use some new friendship magics.
Wow. You'll have to show me.
All right. Elfric, let me guess what you're thinking. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. I really should have used this while he was minor illusioning the omelet, but
So, Alfred, there's a DC 13 Wisdom save.
oh, our friendship is not strong enough. But actually, there's the wisdom
Can
save
I
is only
fail
if
on
I like
purpose?
dig deep into their mind. Otherwise, I can just hear
okay.
surface
Oh,
thoughts.
okay.
Okay.
I was just reading this. Yeah. So you learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind at that moment. Alfric, what are you thinking of?
Money!
Are you thinking of money?
Yes, yes, you've got me. I think about it quite a lot, actually. But if you pour deeper, you will see that I'm also thinking about the devil.
Evil
The
tries to
tax
dig deeper,
man.
and you save, and he's like, "Oh, I'm
No,
afraid my friendship powers aren't strong enough for that yet."
Can I fail on purpose? I think I can, right?
So the wisdom thing is only if they really want to press deeper, I think.
Okay.
It is a really long spell.
Yep, it's complicated.
It is complicated. But yeah, I would say that you could fail anything on purpose if you're willing.
I would fail on purpose, and you would read in Alfric's mind his worry that while Alphonse's cake has granted him new powers, it has also paralyzed him for an hour. What if the taxman showed up in that hour? You'll have to be more careful in the future.
You're thinking about Alphonse's cooking and the taxman.
Yes, yes, that is true. Did you read that from my mind with your pure power of friendship?
I read it in our bond of friendship.
Ah, well, any enemy of the taxman is a friend of mine.
All right. Well, while I'm in Elfric's mind, what does Elfric want for his birthday?
Alfred
More
wants,
money.
wants a +3 Bloodwell vial, or a broom of flying, or a carpet of flying. That works too.
Alfric doesn't want much, does he?
or you know, like 20,000 gold. One of these things.
20,000 gold. I shall make a note.
I wish for a deck of many things.
Careful what you wish for.
Before we move on any further, I would like to point out an upgrade that I have made to our game. I don't know if any of you have ever used the token action HUD before.
No.
I
If
have
you-
it in mind.
Maybe.
If
I
you
used
know.
to-
if you select your character and look towards the top of the screen, you will see a list of new little
Oh.
checkboxes. And
Ah.
this is in fact your entire character sheet that is clickable, usable directly from here, and they are macros that I cannot break.
So I could do like this, and then
Where?
just go.
Shift click, control click works from these, as well as if you right click them, it will open the details page.
Poof.
I have found
There
it immeasurably helpful for me as a DM when I have multiple creatures with different attacks on the board. Instead of having to have all these character sheets open, I can simply click on them and I have all of their stuff right there at my fingertips.
Yeah,
Where
I
did you say
actually
it was?
top right below the map selector.
See magic items, inventory, spells.
Sorry, top
features.
left.
Yeah.
The
It's in
other
the top-
right.
It's in the top left.
Oh right, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just so used to having those already in Pathfinder.
Well, it's probably the exact same module because it works for 5e and Pathfinder.
Yep. I've been using this for a while. It's very neat. Oh, the conditions. That one I haven't seen before. That's
No,
pretty convenient.
I added that one in. Anyways, moving on.
Yay!
Because-
By chance, is
Before, in such a hurry.
Alphonse still paralyzed?
Oh no,
No,
I'm
they're
not.
they're both fine.
He's
All
just
right.
in deep thought.
I just read that Alphonse was paralyzed in Elfric's mind, and I got worried.
You tried to read my thoughts and you found nothing. I was not thinking.
You tried to read Alphonse's thoughts and you got twirl and swish and stab and swish and twirl and swish and duck and roll and twirl and swish.
Yes.
Evil follows along.
I am the
Twirl
very
and
model of the modern
twirl
Major
and
General.
So, I do believe that you all took a long rest.
Hmm?
I look back.
Of course.
Would the long rest happen after the cake incident? Or before?
I
think I'm gonna
believe
First,
you guys took a long rest first, and then Alphonse made his omelet the next day because he was very, very tired when you came out.
Sad.
I
But
think
okay.
no, because I think we got out of the cave, and then he immediately asked for the mess hall.
Yes. You cannot go to bed empty on an empty stomach.
Okay, well, we're going to say that you've had your long rest, and it's the next day, and you're ready to move on. Once
Adventure waits.
you convinced a door to wait on you.
Good, my friends. You rested, but we really need to go now. It's a long travel.
Indeed.
Let us go!
Let us go to new adventures.
Well, isn't this an old adventure? Finding the hag? I mean, we've been doing that.
Glavuli, I've been wondering, do you have anything that could make long travels faster for us?
A gag, perhaps?
I think you're looking for a horse, and no, I don't sell horses.
Ah,
I can turn into a horse again. I think I can do it a little bit longer than last time.
But I don't think you can carry all of the players.
Probably not. No. Let me
No.
see.
That'd be a big horse.
I mean, I could turn into a war horse, and they're pretty strong, I believe.
do we see any horses in the dwarf camp?
You do not. The dwarves have been living in Shadowvale for the last several years while they started looking for this place. But they had no use of horses, mostly because, well, horses are too big for the average dwarf.
Okay, makes sense.
All right.
You know, now that we have some money, we should perhaps invest into some horses next time we're in civilized areas.
I
That
suppose we
sounds
could
like a good idea.
Perhaps.
I suppose we could be on the lookout for a town while we're traveling.
Well, though. Yep.
I'm gonna put you guys over here
Ooh.
on the world map. So you're currently here at the seat of the gods.
And we're traveling to the unknown wilds.
You are not. You are going. Let's see. Where's my thing? My thing is here. You are going back across to Shadowvale. You're taking the pass through Shadowvale, down to the crossroads, and up through the Oaken Wood to the northeastern corner, a distance of about 120 miles.
How large is that city, Nilshiel?
Oh, it is an elven village indeed. We used to do a little bit of trade with them.
Do you know if they sell magic items?
Oh, they have a strong trade going on with the other elven city in the south, Elon. I'm not sure if they have magic items.
If we are passing by Shadowvale, then perhaps we might acquire some horses there.
Yes, that's a good idea. Anyway, I was just asking about Nilshiel because if they have magic items, I might take my ring back from Gravuli and try to trade it myself.
It's probably worth a try.
But then he wouldn't be able to trade it for me.
Oh, the dilemma.
Yes, yes. Gravuli, I've been wondering. I'm going to be passing near a place called Nilshiel. Do you think they have a significant magical item presence there?
Nilshil, it's
Yeah.
the home of the elves. They're more well known for making bows and arrows. They provide them to the rangers that are trained in Helion.
Alright. And is there any way I can contact you when we are not here? Do you have connections to other areas through your extra-dimensional space? Or are you just gonna stay here?
Wait just a moment. I'll give you something here. He goes back into his tent. He rummages around for a few minutes, and he comes back out with 4 little sheets of paper. And he tells you, these are specially made in Asmar. They're called paper birds. You can write up to 50 words. Whisper my name. It will fold itself into a paper bird and fly to me no matter where I am.
That's really nice.
Let's see.
Do they only work for you, or could you theoretically send me a message with one of these?
They work for whoever's name you speak.
Oh, very nice. I give him one back. Could you send me a message if you do manage to trade the ring for something more interesting for me? Or at least get an offer for it.
Don't worry, lad. I've got several more of these. So
Thank you.
what I will do is PC's Alfric inventory and you now have in your inventory. You should have in your inventory 4 paper birds. So you can see exactly what they do.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Gravely. Is there anything I could maybe pick up for you on my travels?
No, I'm in contact with several others. Let them
Alright.
know we found the back way in. Should be some more interesting parties coming through soon.
Okay, well, if you do need me to pick up anything, you clearly have a method of contacting me, so just let me know.
I've got your name.
Yes. And I actually gave you my real name. You see, sometimes I give false names to avoid the taxman, but you seem like the honorable kind.
I don't much care for the taxman myself.
Ha ha ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
What are we doing?
Alright, well, we better get going. I think Dor is getting a bit impatient.
Indeed, my friend. Indeed.
Okay, let's go to Shadowvale first. Pick up some horses, pick up some wine, and then get going.
Roses. Oh, horses. I heard roses.
The journey back to Shadowvale is quite easy. It takes about half the day to get there. The crossing between the mountain and Shadowvale is not yet finished, but you can see that the dwarves on both sides of the channel have made a very good start at building the bridge embankments, and you can estimate that within the next 6 to 8 months there'll be a very sturdy bridge. After noon, when the tide is low and you're actually able to cross, you make your way into Shadowvale proper. You can see that some of the trees are being cleared back, making even more room for the vineyards. And the existing vineyards have been cleaned up so much so that they look as if the goblins never even attacked.
I got really good at cleaning up this place.
Indeed.
What we'll do.
They're also really good at building bridges, you know. Back in my home city, it would take like hundreds of workers and lots of expensive equipment to build the smallest bridge. And here, like a dozen dwarves are doing this all by themselves. Very impressive.
Power of cooperation.
I think it's because of the absence of taxes. You know, they actually feel motivated doing all this work because they know they can benefit from it.
Maybe.
It has to be that.
Exactly. It's always that. Anyway, let's first see if we can buy some horses. And once we've done that, let's spend the rest of our money on wine. At least that's what I'm going to do.
I can get some wine for you. I was also thinking of looking at if they had some more cool, capes or weapons or armors.
I might be wrong, but wasn't there some kind of a payment waiting for us?
Oh, right. I think that was with Bullman, wasn't it? Where were you?
Oh shit.
That's true.
Complete yet, isn't it? Because we still have to go through the skeleton place.
Well, that is true. So upon returning to the stronghold, Bullman would have paid you each your second payment of 100 gold.
Oh man, I'm getting so much gold.
All right. And Alfric would have suggested distributing the party loot since we're about to make purchases, most probably.
I agree.
So we have 5 people in the party. So let me just quickly do some math.
Oh no, that's the work of the taxman. Only the taxman does math.
My God.
That's the taxman sorcery.
Sometimes you have to think like the taxman in order to beat the taxman.
It takes
Ah.
a thief to recognize a thief, right?
Takes a mathematician to recognize
Okay.
a taxman.
Okay, here's the good news. We have just slightly over 500 gold worth of like everything. Like in different coins. But like total, you would each get 100 gold worth.
Getting another 100 gold. Oh man, I have like 1,300 gold if you give me another 100.
I'm just recalculating it so that we'll have like a couple coppers left in the party loot. Okay, so this is 33 silver. Of gold. Yep, we'll have 3 gold, 2 silver, 8 coppers left in the party loot. And so first thing Alfred would do is check out horses, because he knows that horses can go quite quickly, especially in a place that's being visited by so many merchants. So he wants to make sure he gets the best ones available.
Perhaps we should ask in the general market. That's why we were able to buy the other things.
Yeah, let's go there.
Let's go shopping!
Right. So, I'm just gonna let you guys know right off the bat, there actually are no horses for sale in Shadowvale. What horses they do have are used as work animals for plowing fields or transporting wine from one place to another. This is a very small village. They don't have an industry where we have horse breeders or things of that nature here. They literally have only what they need and really nothing more. Before you came along, they were in fact taxed into near poverty.
Exactly. The taxman again.
You defeating and overthrowing Cecilia Ulrich and restoring the proper Lord Mayor Muck to power has greatly reduced the taxes on the populace, and they are just starting to recover.
Well, perhaps we could help their recovery by buying other stuff.
Indeed.
I was wondering whether, now that we kinda saved the whole village, we would be allowed to buy some wine?
I mean, probably.
You were always allowed to buy wine.
Oh, fantastic. Could you give me a bulk discount if I buy a lot of wine?
Depends on how much wine you're buying.
Let's say 1,400 gold worth of wine.
Is it in this one? You might have it over there. My lists.
Actually, let's make it 1,430.
Is it that one, you think?
I will sponsor your small business with 300 gold, Alfric.
So let's see.
Oh,
Wine sales.
actually 1,730 because
I'm a
my
sponsor now.
my good friend is now a shareholder in my little wine business.
What's a share?
You'll now get
Isn't
20%.
that one singer?
You'll now get 20% of the proceeds on this batch of wine that I'm about to buy.
I didn't really understand that, but it looks like you're doing good. So you do you.
You do you. So, where are you actually trying to buy wine from?
First, I would look at whether there's anyone selling in the general market, because so far I've been buying my bottles at the inn, but I'm assuming that they probably cost more at the inn, because, convenience.
Well,
I might be wrong.
the gentleman at the general market would let you know that wine sales in small quantities are usually done at the Shadowvale Tavern, where you can buy by the bottle.
Ah,
If you wish for larger quantities, you will have to go to a broker who normally sells in much larger quantities, such as casks.
okay.
Finding a broker is quite easy, actually. They literally have one job.
Okay, but instead of going to a broker, I have an idea. I'm going to the mayor. If I can find the mayor, I would have a business proposal. You see, I understand that due to Cecilia's betrayal and all of the taxes and all that, there must be quite short on money at the moment. And I would offer that me and my party are traveling south anyway. Could we perhaps bring a shipment of wine to the elves?
But we're traveling north, Alfric.
We're traveling to that elven village. I forgot the name, but my character would probably remember it.
Nilsil. Well,
Yeah,
you're traveling near Nilsil. You don't know if
Yes.
you're actually going to Nilsil or not. You're traveling near Nilsil.
Well, Alfric is definitely going to Nilsil. And I could offer to pay in advance 1730 and whatever else that wine is worth. So I could bring like the second half back as soon as we come back from that area, which should be, according to Alfric, within the month.
Well, you see, the problem is, while we do indeed enjoy sailing our wine,
Mm.
we don't really sell in that fashion. Our wine is so called for and so in demand that once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on harvest, we hold a grand auction here in Shadowvale.
Mm.
Lords come from across the land with their retainers, and there are bidding wars for our finest of wines. We have even had casks of wine sell for over 5,000 gold for a single cask.
Oh. Well, I fully understand that. I was just wondering whether, maybe due to the special circumstances, I could maybe just help you out with your cash flow a little bit. I could pretend that I won it on one of those auctions, if that helps you upkeep the image.
I see. As far as the cash flow you're speaking of, Cecilia and her false mayor were taxing the people into poverty. All of that gold was found here in the treasury. So we're pretty good for gold right now.
Oh, I was assuming it would go back to the people, but okay. Well, I understand. So, is there any official way I could buy some wine?
You can buy wine, of course, just not in incredibly large quantities.
All right.
So, normally, a bottle of our finest wine goes for 100 gold pieces. But because you are heroes of the town, I would sell them to you for 75. Brokers
Oh,
be damned.
thank you. By the way, Alfred would just be thinking that he's been sold supposedly the finest wine for 750 at the inn.
That's like the super fine aged stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, inns have very high markups.
Yeah, I will try to believe that.
That was also why the prices were super high because the goblins kept burning the vineyards.
Anyway, Alfred would be very thankful for that and buy as much as the mayor is willing to sell him.
So he will send out some of his helpers and contact the brokers and see what is actually available. Because again, there is a bit of a supply shortage due to the goblins.
Yeah.
And in the end, they are able to come up with 52 bottles
Oh,
of Shadow Vale's finest that he's willing to sell to you at 75 gold apiece.
okay, perfect. So Alfred will buy as much as 1,730 gold. Actually, he would also ask this. I've also noticed that the bridge that the dwarves are building is, not quite complete yet. I was wondering whether maybe this would be of any value in the meanwhile. It can allow anybody to walk through the water. And I show my ring of water walking.
Oh, that is a quite interesting trinket there.
Yeah, I can prove that it works for you if you want. If you have a bucket of water or something, I could step inside it, walk on it. Doesn't even require attunement.
Interesting. Why can't I find it?
It
I know
was on
Bucket of
my
water,
sheet.
where is it?
I have lost it. I have lost it.
Maybe when my sheet got overwritten, it disappeared.
Perhaps it did.
But I do
Let's
remember getting it
see.
from the
You do.
hacks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll go over here and look. There we go. Pull it up over there. Ring of water walking. There it is. Right. While wearing this ring, you can stand on and move across any liquid surface as if it was solid ground. The question was, what value did I place on said ring? It is in my binder, I know. I know that one is in my binder. The mayor is indeed very interested in your ring.
Mm. Well,
Let's see.
since you've given me a good price for the wine, I would give you a good price for the ring. Maybe we could trade wine for ring.
So for the amount of gold that you have, you're able to buy 23 bottles.
Yeah.
You can buy
For
about
your-
all of them actually. With the gold that you've saved up on the ring.
If you were to throw in your ring of water walking, you would be able to buy another 25. So 48 bottles in total.
Okay. Deal.
So there are currently how many bottles left? 4? I will buy the remaining 4 as well. As
Okay.
a investment. How much is that? Oh Lord, Evil starts counting on his fingers.
It's actually 300, by the way.
300, that it is.
That would be 300.
Okay, next question. How do
I
we
give the bottles of
transport?
wine to Alfric.
How do we transport 55 bottles of wine?
The mayor
No
looks at you.
horses.
The mayor looks at you and shrugs. That's not my problem. I sell, you transport.
Yes. I know. I will take care of it. Alphonse,
Oh, my friend, I recently built a transportation company. Perhaps you need some of our services. We are very cheap.
yeah. So I was wondering, do you know that spell that lets wizards have like this floaty disc thing, just follow them around?
Oh, that's terribly bad. If I forget to cast this within like a 10-minute interval at any point, they fall from 10 feet and all break. No. Wizards wouldn't do it that way.
Okay. Do you have a better option?
Yes.
The giant voice from the sky chips in with, "I happen to know a dwarf who has a chest of holding."
Yes, but he's far away.
We sold him.
And he now wants to sell it for 10,000 gold, so no way we get it back.
That's okay. So, how much gold did we distribute with the party loot?
100.
100 for everyone.
All right. This brings me to 200.
Plus your 100 from Bullman.
Oh, then I have 300. All right.
Oh,
I would go to the blacksmith.
What we could
Okay.
also do is we could buy a wagon, and if Dor is a horse, he can pull it.
That would
And I
work.
say, blacksmith, I wish to acquire 3 axes, 2 saws, a hammer, 100 nails, and some polish.
And some what?
the fuck?
And some wood polish.
I thought about
much like the DM, he's slightly confused. Right? I can feel that order.
Very well. Do you already have the axes laying around?
I've got several axes, several saws. I keep nails by the pound.
All right, just give me 3 axes, 2 saws, and a pound of nails. How much gold for that?
I'll run you about 7 gold and 2 silver.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. Let's make it 10 gold.
What? Okay.
I like the way you do business.
Same for you. So I would take all those tools and walk into the southern forest, which then I would dump them on the ground and start chain casting. Chain casting. Unseen servant.
You're gonna build a little factory.
Yes.
Spell creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium force that performs simple tasks at your command until the spell ends. The servant springs into existence in an unoccupied space on the ground. Has an AC of 10, 1 hit point, and a strength of 2. A strength of 2.
Oh. Well, do you need a lot of strength to operate a wooden saw?
It cannot attack, and if it drops to your 0 hit points, the spell ends. Once on each of your turns as a bonus action, you can mentally command the servant to move up to 15 feet and interact with an object. The servant can perform simple tasks that a human servant could do, such as fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding clothes, lighting fire, serving food, or pouring wine. Once you give the command, the servant performs the task to the best of ability until it completes the task, which waits for your next command. So I'm assuming your first command will be take these axes and chop down those trees. Yes?
That would be it.
Your unseen servants unfortunately have a strength of 2. And while they are able to lift the axe and swing them through the air, it is with about the force of an infant. You will be here for a
I
great
see.
you will be here for a great many days waiting on your unseen servants to chop down a tree.
But
Well,
on the
yeah.
other hand, they are free. So is
Yeah,
what
but
you're
we
saying that
don't
they've
have
invented
time for this.
ethical child labor?
You are in fact getting free child labor.
as this is happening, I try to look for a cart for sale in the general market.
Had
Upon
wants to-
seeing that my laborers are not so good, I will go to the impoverished villagers and offer them 10 GP for each man who will give me a workday.
Are you trying to
find-
single-handedly change the economy in this tiny village?
You find that the majority of the villagers who are not busy working in the vineyards are either too young to be of use or much too old to be of use
Oh,
and
child
really don't
labor there.
care. However,
Very well.
searching for a cart via the general market, you are directed to one of the farmers who has an old hay cart that he's willing to part with for a couple of gold. It's not in the best of shape, but it's functional.
Good, good. Okay, I give him his couple gold. I assume couple means 2.
Yes, a couple
Okay.
means 2.
Okay. I give him 2 gold and I take the cart. Is it like a type of cart that I would be able to push, or do I now need a horse somehow?
It's on 2 wheels with 2 long poles coming off the front. You would be able to pick up the 2 poles and walk with it behind you.
All right. Alfred uses his significant strength to pull the cart behind him.
Uh, It's a little tough going at first. Axles probably haven't been greased in a while, but you do get it rolling.
If I notice that it hasn't been greased, I stop at the general market, buy a bit of grease and grease it. And then I put
Alright.
all the wine in there and start pulling it. All right, though. Sorry for losing some time. I've got it now. But while I was doing this, Evil might have been able to do some more shopping if she wants to.
Oh yes, Evil is, while the businessmen are doing business, Evil is going around browsing, being like, oh, this is cool, oh, what is this?
Well, keep in mind that they don't really sell
Sorry.
they don't really sell weapons and arms here because, well, they don't normally need weapons and arms. The guards have their weapons and arms shipped in from Asmar and things of that nature. The armor that you found before was actually given to the general shop from one of the fallen.
Yeah. What about like just like little daggers and like I don't know, a whip? Would they use a whip for like animals?
Again, probably not likely. This is more of a farming village with the vineyards and whatnot. Daggers are quite easy to come by. You can get them at the blacksmith, just regular dagger. There's nothing magical or special about them. It's useful. It's utilitarian. They work.
Yeah.
They're sharp, pointy, and stabby.
Do they have any cool capes?
You could acquire at the general market about a cape, and they could commission you one, but it would take a couple of days.
I guess they don't have any like cool clothes ready.
Again, you're in a rural farming village. What are they
Farmers
going to
need
do?
clothes.
They do, and they have utilitarian clothes that work quite well for them.
I will buy a spare shift of clothes.
Do they maybe have some ex-adventurer gear due to all the adventurers Cecilia managed to get murdered?
I think Cecilia took most of it.
Oh,
Cecilia unfortunately took a great deal of it.
sad.
Which means now the mayor has a bunch of equipment.
How about some tents? Do we find some tents?
You can buy a tent at the general store if you like.
I would like to do that.
It'll run you about 5 silver.
Okay, I buy. How many people are we? 4, 5?
5.
I'll grab 5.
Okay. You have now completely emptied out the general market of tents.
Okay.
We're destroying the economy of this place.
How much was it per tent?
5 silver, half a gold.
Okay, so 2.5 gold then.
Yep. I have no idea what you're saying. You have to share with me. Okay. So, anybody else looking for anything?
How much does it cost for a spare set of clothes and like 5 daggers?
Your daggers run about a gold apiece. And as for a spare set of clothes, about 3-4 silver.
If you mentioned in front of Alfred that you're interested in getting daggers, he would give you his dagger.
Well, I suppose, but don't you need that?
Alfric, you have a melee weapon?
Ah, I don't really need this dagger.
But what
I
if
have.
those fighters come and like attack you again right up close? You won't be able to fight them off.
You will protect me with the power of friendship.
That is true.
With the power of the dagger.
Plus, I have this much better dagger that I sell, by the way, if you're interested. Not this one, but like copies of it. I say, showing my scythe.
Oh, I mean,
Anyway. Okay.
perhaps. How much is one of those?
Oh, one of these, 200 gold.
Then I will
But-
buy one of those.
But you are a very good friend of mine. You can get one for only 150.
I shall buy one for 150.
Alright, but only buy them from me, because otherwise they don't come with the power of friendship. Anyway, here's your free
What?
sample, and I give you the dagger.
Thank you.
Really?
I also
Good.
have a crossbow, if anyone wants. Light crossbow.
Crossbow. What is that?
Ranged weapon.
I've used one of those before, I think.
Yeah, they're quite good. Actually, I can still use that, but next time I eat some of that cake that Alphonse makes and become even stronger, I won't need the crossbow anymore. So if you're interested, I can give it to you then.
Yes, I surely will.
Sorry, forgot.
So just so I know what's going on here, what the hell did Alfred just give to Evil?
My dagger. So I no longer have a dagger.
Okay, so Evil now gets a dagger.
I also bought a scythe from him at 150 gold.
Yeah, I haven't given it to you yet. I told you this
Okay.
is the one I have. But like I can sell copies once we get to a city, and I can catch up with my supply train.
All right.
So how many daggers were you buying in total, Evil?
Well, I got the one from Alfric, and then I'm buying 5, so 5 daggers and the spare set of clothes. I just give
Yep.
10 gold because that's what I saw Alphonse do.
Mm-hmm. So you now have a set of common clothes and 7 daggers in your inventory.
Yep.
All right. Now, on to one of my favorite parts. Alfric, you are pulling a wagon full of bottles of wine that well, it's actually quite heavy.
Oh, don't
Um,
turn into a horse.
Also, it's not just the wine. Misty would also try to land on it and sleep on the wagon while we're traveling.
So
Do-
so you have 55 bottles of wine, yes?
Yes?
Every 12 bottles weighs 21 kilos or 40 pounds or 45 pounds. I'm sorry, my math was off.
Holy shit.
Some big bottles.
I mean, a horse can pull that, I think.
Yeah. The carry capacity
Sure.
of animals is like off the roof.
Yeah, and it's not even carrying capacity; it's pulling capacity. So it's gonna like I don't know.
It's
Can
like
probably
quartered,
pull-
I think, or something.
Yeah, I can probably
Yeah.
pull 1,000 pounds or something as a horse.
So 80 kilos worth of 85 kilos worth of wine. Which, by the way, how did you package your wine for transport in your
Revised-
Oh boys.
very old rickety cart?
I mean, there was a hay cart, right? We could just use the hay to like pad the things in carts.
Well, I mean, the cart didn't come with hay, but if you ask the farmer, I'm sure he would provide.
Okay, I would ask the farmer for some hay and make sure there's padding in between. I would also potentially use some of the content of my Dungeoneer's pack. I just kind of forgot what's in a Dungeoneer's pack, so I'm about
Like
to.
a
It's okay.
crowbar
So,
and torches and stuff.
enough hay to properly pad out 55 bottles of wine, plus the bottles of wine themselves, were somewhere in the neighborhood of about 110 kilos in your cart now.
Hay that heavy?
That much hay is that heavy? That's a lot of bottles to package. You know how much hay you need to put between your bottles so they don't knock together and break as you're going down the bumpy road in your rickety cart?
Yeah.
Hey.
I
And
got that.
I use my hempen rope to make sure none of it actually falls off the cart to kind of hold it together. I've got 50 feet.
I
So
take
we
my
were-
old cape and like put it over the top so we can like pat it
Guys,
down.
any chance you could help me pull this?
Never fear!
Let-
Noodle powers activate!
I
I'm gonna
can
use my
I can
claw.
take care for this. Don't you worry, my friend.
But can you take care of it all the way? Because I thought you can only transform for like 1 hour.
I can actually do 2 hours now.
Ah.
I'm going to use my channel divinity peerless athlete, and for 10 minutes I get superpowers. I have real noodle powers now. And I'm going to help Alfric pull the cart over to the road where Dor can start carrying it. Or pulling it.
Oh Lord. Lord. Okay.
Right. And I will turn into. I think it's probably better to be a draft horse then, right?
Well, even a riding horse can do 2,400 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I go for a war horse just because of the fun of
War
it.
horse is the strongest, so it's able to carry the most. The reason it's so strong is because it's usually in like full armor and stuff.
Yeah.
Looks really cool.
Actually,
So I
war
will-
horse and draft horse do the same, so.
Then I still turn into a war horse just because they look a little bit more impressive.
They do.
Yeah. So I go for a step in front of the cart, turn into a war horse, and then I'm not attached to it, right?
We can use
Okay.
some of the rope to attach you to it, I guess.
Yeah, they can make you a quick harness out of rope.
Good.
So for your war horse, pulling the cart is, well, it's nothing. You could actually run at a full gallop and not even feel like you're being slowed down.
And I'm like, slow down, the wine. It's very precious.
How about if everybody is on the cart?
No, it's too rickety. Don't get on the cart, it will fall apart.
And because if everybody can get on the cart and I can pull essentially 4 hours, then have a short rest and then pull another 4 hours, we could make quite some distance every day.
Oh,
Indeed.
does it seem strong enough to actually support us plus the wine, though? Because you said it's a bit rickety. Alfred would be super worried about losing the cart and losing all the wine.
Maybe. You did only pay 2 gold for your cart.
Alfric would use his not not super strong engineering skills to try to figure out whether the cart can handle it or not.
Door is nickering
Alphonse
and
would just
wittering. And
dump a pound of nails on the ground and a hammer and say, "Here you go, Alfred, my friend. I bought this for you."
Perhaps if I put more nails into the axle, it will become stronger. You know how like leather armor is kind of weak, but then you put some nails into it and suddenly it's much better.
Yes, we'll make a studded wood cart.
Exactly.
Oh, I want you to know I'm having entirely too much fun with this right now. Right. So let's move on a little bit.
Okay.
Studded wood cart.
there
That
any-
sounds like a
is
good
there-
party name.
Is there anything else anybody was looking for in town?
no.
Right.
So,
So-
Should we maybe buy food since we're going on a long travel?
Rations is something I just assume you have. It's kind of like wizards spell components, unless it's a really spectacular spell that requires a diamond worth 5,000 gold or something of that nature. I usually don't push on anybody to really track those kind of things.
Right.
And I can at any time cast good berries, so food is not a problem.
Oh, there you go. So our only sustenance isn't wine. Great.
Yes, your only sustenance is not wine. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the world map again. Let's see. Did I not have a token?
for the party.
I thought I did. I thought I had a horse and cart token. Give me 2 seconds here to load my templates. Was pretty sure that I had one.
So we started out trying to help Dor, and now Dor is
And now we're like, studded wood cart. Yes.
pulling my merchandise.
That didn't go
Reduce
exactly
speed.
as planned here. Yeah.
Wow, this is loading so slow. No, that's Avrex. That's right. So while this is loading, I'll just talk to you guys. So through the power of the cart and Dor's literal horsepower, you are able to make it out of Shadow Vale and through the pass quite easily. At the current pace you are keeping, instead of a 7-day journey, you're probably looking someplace more around 5.
You see, all the wine is making us faster. I knew it. It's because we're motivated by our future profits.
Also, it's really nice to just sit on the cart.
Yes, and studying it up made it stronger. You see,
Indeed.
I'm a genius. I always knew.
Got it later.
You always know best, Alfric.
I bet you will be able to resell this cart for a little bit more than you bought it.
Exactly. It's now a studied card. Plus 50% strength.
Right.
It gets another +1 to its AC.
Exactly.
So, let's see. I need to put your characters on this map. Need to load this map. Must be a very big map.
The other advantage of having studied cat is that it's very impressive, and any potential ambushers will be intimidated and never even come close to attacking us.
Yes, they'll see our shiny, sparkly studs, and they will be, oh no, we can't mess with those studs.
All right, I'm having just a little bit of difficulty loading the next map. So why don't we take this time and take a quick break?
Yeah, sure.
Bathroom, snacks, things of this nature, and we'll be back here in say 5-10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Twitch, we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
you
And welcome back. We've had snacks, we've had bathroom breaks, and by the end of the evening, we have made it to the crossroads outside of the Shadowvale, Valley.
Holy shit, you do have a cart on this thing.
You know, I
Fantastic.
am nothing if not consistent. So,
Looks like
As-
we lost the wine though.
as you approach the crossroads, you see the smoke rising from a campfire, several torches set up beside the road. And as you get closer, you see several wagons and a few tents that weren't actually here the last time you guys came through this way.
Holy shit, these guys have wagons?
They're
Moving
not
closer,
studded, are they?
moving closer, you see that several of the wagons are set up in a way as to display what look like goods for sale.
Ah,
This seems to be a traveling band of merchants that have set a camp to try and take advantage of the traffic here at the crossroads. Now, each of you have actually been this way before on your way to Shadowvale. So directly behind you is the road to Shadowvale. To the east, turning south, will be the route to Asmar, while to the west, the road leads to Needham Mullum and the only established pass through the Broken Spine Mountains. What would you like to do?
oh, I would go up in front. Oh, fellow merchants! I would not have the death cape on for this interaction, by the way.
Yes, the death cape would probably be very off-putting.
Greetings, I am evil. Are you perchance selling things?
Just pulling
Yeah.
the cart closer.
Yeah, I've got to do that part.
Hmm?
I have to do that part.
Fine with that.
It's not an actual token, it's a tile.
Okay.
So I actually have to move it for you.
You
I
know,
just-
there's a module for like vehicles and attached stuff that could make
Yeah,
this
yeah.
move it right.
Yeah, no, I have the module. I didn't make it an actual token or anything, so
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
yep. It was more of a joke.
Is it a
Make-
baxi?
That is a tabaxi. Maxi. So what you see before you, you see an older looking, middle-aged human. So we'll start from right to left because that's the way they are in my list. So you have Jetta Wood Elf. She's a middle-aged human. She stands about 4 feet 3, 4 feet 4 inches tall. She's kind of slim built, auburn hair, Her eyes are a very startling blue. Her wagon is the most fanciful decorated, and the display on the side is covered in row after row of fanciful items. Next to her is a tabaxi named 12 Hidden Flames. She has blue eyes, lustrous fur, and she's a little bit taller than Jetta at about 5'11". Her face is very oval and bland. She has a piercing on her left eyebrow, and her wagon is set up in the form of a traveling tattoo artist.
Thanks, but I already have a cat, Mr. 12 Hidden.
Galeria Oren is a 145-year-old female wood elf. She has cropped curly silver hair and brown eyes, rough pink skin. She has a very triangular and extremely sightly face. She deals in general goods, ropes, tools, basic weapons. Kriya Luna Dream is another female human peddler. She has very long braided white hair and reddish eyes. She has a square face. She is a traveling leather worker, doing belts, pouches, boots, leather armors. There is Robin Wrightingham. He's an older male. He sells wizarding supplies, focuses, components, scrolls, and maybe a wand or three. And then there is Aaron Forge Mall. He is traveling with Gillamary. He's an older male Hildorf, and he is a traveling silversmith.
Okay. When you said Jetta has fancy stuff, what qualifies as fancy stuff? Does she have any wine?
No, it seems more to be trinkets after a sort.
Like magical type, or just?
Is it like jewelries or something?
Yeah, lots of jewelry. There are rings, there are necklaces, bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
Also, going from right to left, what are their surface thoughts?
Okay. Damn you, evil!
I'm going to make the best of friends.
Jetta's surface thoughts are about protecting her friends. 12 Hidden Flames is thinking about potential customers to ply her art.
And having a fur ball down his throat.
Gramilli is worried about Aaron's health. Aaron is eyeing the group with a very critical eye, and his thoughts are on what band of thieves is this? Kriya is just wondering if this is somebody that's actually going to buy something. And Robin down at the end there is thinking about spells of protection.
Why?
I respect you. All right. Can we like buy things here?
Of course, everything you see is for sale. I see you are coming from Shadowvale. It is very strange. Most people we see these days are going to Shadowvale.
Oh,
Have they
well,
already run out of work?
no. Great bad things have happened to Shadowvale. Half of their wine supply has been burned and the other half requisitioned in taxes. I
Aye.
foresee a massive spike in the price of wine. As for the people going there, many adventurers have died trying to stop this from happening.
I see. We got word that the raids were over, and that the
Yes.
farmers were seeking aid in expanding their fields.
Yes, we've actually helped them end the problem. However, it will take a year or two for harvests to recover.
Yes, I am quite sure of that. Anyways, once we heard that there were so many people coming this way, we decided what better time than to stop at the crossroads of Shadowvale and Asmar and try and ply our wares.
Well, I was actually wondering. Obviously, I would be happy to buy stuff from you, but I also have something very valuable. As I mentioned, the supply of wine from Shadowvale will be massively impacted, and the price at the auctions will be twice or three times what they usually are. But thanks to the help we've offered the mayor, we've managed to put our hands on actually 100% of the supply of this particular type of wine. And I take out a bottle. Are any of you knowledgeable about the types of vintage from the Shadow Vale?
I don't believe that any of us have actually had the pleasure. It is normally beyond our means.
Ah.
We are just simple merchants.
Well, in either case, if any of you are interested in maybe trading some of your wares for some of that wine, we could do so. I believe this type would go for 150 gold in a normal year, but this year probably between 300 to 450 per bottle.
Make a deception roll, please.
Deception?
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is true, by the way, but it's fine. My deception is the same as my persuasion. Yippee! Okay, not bad.
So she is going to okay, history check and then an insight to see if she actually believes you. And she does, actually. She believes you that this wine is actually going to be very expensive this year. Yeah. Unfortunately, that price is well beyond our means. As I say, we are just simple merchants.
Oh, I understand. I'm not trying to sell it to you, but perhaps if I could trade for something you have, maybe something you have in abundance anyway, and then you can diversify your offering a bit.
She
What do you
holds
think?
she holds her hand out towards her cart and she says, I deal mostly in religious iconography,
Upon
many
hearing this,
many holy relics.
Do you have
Alphonse
any
will
red?
start
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
casting detect check.
I'm
All right,
moving a little bit
one at a time,
closer
guys.
to
One
her.
at a time. Alfred,
Ah, do you have anything that protects against the taxman?
we call that a strongbox.
Hmm. Well, sadly, strong boxes are not always that good. But just give me a second. I saw that there might be some items over there, and I would go over to talk to Robin. But I'll let the rest of the party do their thing. I'll continue
Okay.
the Robin part after.
Aaron, are you feeling alright?
Alphonse, your detect magic on Jetta's
Okay, what takes
belongings.
I'm
You don't.
casting it as a ritual.
Okay, well, it takes 10 minutes, and I assume you'd have done it while Alfric was yammering away. You don't really pick up anything major from Jeddah. A few small glows here and there, buried in amongst the other items, but nothing majorly life changing. You do get a fairly strong bluish glow coming from the tabaxi.
As I walk, because it moves with me among all the stales, could I be able to verify that Glimdy indeed sells magical relics?
Let's see. So Glindy deals in common dry goods, ropes, tools, basic weapons. Robin, down towards the end, yes, he does indeed deal in magic paraphernalia. But as you approach, your detect magic suddenly dies.
Suddenly dies? Does my cat also suddenly die?
Oh
It does not.
Because
But
he is the product of fine familiar, so he is magical.
right, but Robin happened to notice what you were doing, and as you approached, specifically dispelled your detect magic. This, don't like people nosing around my goods unless they're here to buy.
But I am here to buy. Which is why I was looking at your goods, sir.
Well, I can tell you what they are without the need of detect magic.
Fair enough. I suspect no deception. If you will wait for me to come, I will be right back. Wait, also... Sorry, I was still in template mode. Oop. I go back to Elfric, and I report on him that 12 Hidden Flames, as well as Robin Ridingham, both dabble in magic items.
Ah, all right. I'll speak to them then. All right, I'll go over first to Robin and say, good sir, I heard from my friend here that you sell magical items.
Indeed.
Well, what kind of items do you have on offer?
Mostly I spell components. The occasional scroll or two.
Hmm. Do you have a wand of magic missiles by any chance?
No, I don't have one of those. I do have a wand of entangle.
Yeah, I think we already have one of those.
Looks a door.
We have a wand of magic missiles too.
Yeah, but that's very, very good on me, and it's not on me.
How is it any better on you than it is me?
It will be in 2 levels time, because every single missile would be doing extra proficiency.
One to better
Anyway.
than one, as they say.
I have a couple of others. I
Mm,
have a wand of smiles. Always a treat at a party.
yes.
Let's see what else have I got in here. There's a wand of web.
Mm,
Those are nice.
What does a wand of smiles do?
I actually like that one. When I use the wand of web, do I need to concentrate on the web? Or does the wand do it for me?
I believe you still have to concentrate on the spell, even though that you're not using your own energies to cast it.
Okay. Well, that's sad, but it makes sense. Well, that wand of web could actually be interesting. However, before I try to buy it, I was wondering whether you would be interested in trading rather than exchanging gold. I happen to have bought the entire available supply of this rare Shadow Veil vintage. It goes for 150 per bottle in a normal year, but as you may know, this year, about half the harvest has been burned. So, considering we've got all the supply here, behind me on that cart, I think it's probably gonna be worth 2 to 3 times as much.
Oh, do you then?
Yes.
Are you trying to convince the same person?
No, this is a different guy.
Are
I
you
was hoping they
sure?
can all hear me, but apparently not, so.
Well, I can tell you right now, I won't part with me wand of web for less than 5,000 gold.
Oh. Well, would you be interested in buying some of my wine, perhaps? And then I could use some of that gold to buy the wand?
Again, I'm gonna have to go with no.
Okay,
I can't.
understood.
I can't afford it.
Ah,
What does a wand of smiles do?
The wand of smiles. So
It's a powerful magic.
while you're holding this wand, you can use it to force somebody to actually smile for 1 minute.
So you can make someone happy for 1 minute?
3 times a day.
Very happy. How much is the wand of smiles?
Oh, let's see. I could probably part for the one with the wand of smiles for about 1,000 gold.
Wait a second. History check. Mysterious magic item sellers often have strange prices. We have often seen, for example, in 1803, a wand of smiles being sold for a genuine joke.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know a lot of jokes.
Okay. No.
Well, anyway,
Following the
Aaron,
wizard tradition, Evil, if you tell a genuine joke that makes the seller laugh, I will buy the wand for you.
Evil think. Alright. Where does the hippopotamus go to school?
I
What?
don't know.
What's a
In the
hippopotamus?
hippocampus!
I somehow feel like I just lost 3 intelligence points.
You see,
Oh,
the
no.
hippocampus is the part of your head that remembers things, and you'll remember this joke forever, I'm sure.
Everybody takes one
I'm
d4.
sure that I will. Thank you for that joke. And because it was so good, I'll sell you this wand for 1,000 gold.
Did you guys hear that? We got a real bargain! Well, anyway, Aaron, are you sick?
He looks up from a little piece of silver that he's been kind of carving away on. He goes, "What do you mean, am I sick? Are you daft?"
Well, I am evil, and I have some healing powers. Behold, and I'm going to use 5 points of lay on hands to cure conditions.
So
It's
Gamili just sort of smiles at you.
Can't use my lay on hands macro anymore.
No, I gave
yes.
I gave you a deal on that wand of webs. Normally it runs for 8,000.
I mean, that's cool, but how am I gonna find gold if it doesn't want to buy my shit?
Well, you did just approach a bunch of merchants that are literally set up on the side of the road and try to sell them a bottle of wine for 300 gold.
Yeah, but like, even if I didn't buy the wine, I would still not have anywhere near 5,000 gold.
How many bottles of wine would it be for 5,000 gold?
I mean, with the price I'm trying to sell it at, somewhere between 15 and 20.
No, if you could you trade him 20 bottles of the wine for...
I tried, but he
I
didn't
see.
want the wine, he wanted gold. I could have asked if he will accept, like, I don't know, 5,000 coppers, but I think the answer would have been no.
Do you
Also,
have 5,000 coppers?
Also, I don't have 5,000 coppers.
5,000
So,
coppers, that's like 500 silver, right? I have that. That's 50 gold.
I've got 2 bloodstones. Well, the party has 2 bloodstones.
So, Evil, as you walk away from Aaron, Grimilli comes out and she touches you on the arm. She says, "Thank you for trying, sweet one, but what ails him cannot be healed even by the most powerful of clerics."
Really? What is the thing?
It's a rotting of the lungs. He smokes too much tobacco.
What? You can get that from smoking?
Well, he has been doing it for over 100 years. So,
That's a lot
Well-
of tobacco.
I've had clients like that, and the trick to get rid of one addiction is to develop a stronger addiction. If
Brings
you,
out the wine.
yeah, if you would care to acquire my cart full of the finest wine, that could maybe distract him from tobacco.
unfortunately, Aaron doesn't drink.
Yet.
Very strange for a dwarf.
Sad.
Well, couldn't a cleric just reincarnate him when he dies so he can smoke some more?
I believe that would be dying of natural causes, and I think that disturbs resurrection spells or something.
Not true resurrection.
Well, that's true. That only applies for old age.
Well, then perhaps somebody could kill him as a favor, and then he would get reincarnated and be able to smoke more.
Well, I believe the reincarnation spell would be what's required for that, and that's might be a bit different when he comes back.
We might need also a lot of money to make that happen. I don't think they are rich enough.
Perhaps. Alphonse will go towards Robin Ridingham and say, "Are you perchance a fellow wizard?
I am, yes.
And of what school, if I may ask?"
I practice more illusion.
Illusion wizards.
Always
most
verse or
lovely
illusions.
I am a blade singer. Glad to meet you, Alphonse.
Can't say that I've ever met one of your kind before.
Oh well.
I have read quite a deal on the way blade singers actually cast their spells. It's very interesting.
Yes. Would you be interested in spellbook sharing?
Are you staying the night?
Maybe. Are we at a point where we're going to take a long rest?
It's getting
Well,
dark.
I'll take that offer.
Perhaps I can share a thing or two.
It would be good. And if I somehow size him up, does he look higher level than me?
He definitely looks older than you.
Well, I'm an elf. I don't age the same as other people.
Well, he looks to be about in his mid-50s for a human. But glancing over his wares that he has for sale, he has some very rare spell components at his disposal.
Mm.
I would also like to have a look around a little bit, especially when it comes to what Jetta is offering and Robin, looking for some kind of tailor-made spell component.
What are you searching for?
I'm looking for a gilded acorn.
A gilded eggcorn.
Yeah, worth 200 gold. I'm not sure if it's more what Jetta is providing, or Robin, or maybe Aaron. Which one would probably be the best bet for that?
What is your gilded eggcorn used for?
It's used for summon beast spell.
Okay. Let's see. Summon beasts. Gilded eggcorn worth 200. So a gilded acorn is quite literally an acorn dipped in gold.
Yep. So first I thought it's probably more on Jetta Woodleaf's side.
It might actually be. So do me a favor, roll a D100.
All right. Hmm.
88. So after about 10 minutes or so of rifling through the odds and ends trinkets she has on her table, have you ever been to a market, like, really heavy touristic? They've got just all these odd and end necklaces and bracelets, and everything's just sort of piled together and hung together. It's like that. You're literally, it's not like this peg has this one kind of bracelet on it, or this peg has this one kind of necklace. Everything's just sort of mixed together. You got to kind of dig through it. And after about
It's okay.
after about 10 minutes or so, you indeed do come up with what looks to be a eggcorn coated in gold leaf.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, do you think I could purchase that from you?
Why, yes, of course. I would sell that for 220 gold.
This is exactly what I've been looking for. And I kind of like pull out 220 gold. You can tell that Dor has no relationship to money or counting, so he's literally just kind of like grabbing hands full of coins and dropping them and kind of like, is this enough?
She counts out exactly 220 gold and pushes the rest back in your direction. That is absolutely perfect.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's a really accurate handful.
You watch as the 220 gold she has almost seems to disappear as if by magic. You didn't see her put it in any kind of a chest or a pouch or what. It's just gone.
Oh, nifty trick, indeed. I'm more busy with kind of like taking the acorn and going back to the cart.
in here there were like sort of like religious like symbols and stuff, right?
No, that's Jeddah Woodleaf.
Ah, right. What was in here? General goods.
General goods and the silversmith.
All right. Does he have any cool silver things for sale?
I'm sorry?
Does he have any cool like silver things for sale?
Yeah, several things. He has a little tea set sitting out there. He has a silver flute. He has a couple of little silver pins. No, it wouldn't really concern you. So the next one over, the Kriya does the leatherwork stuff. But I think the only person that would interest that is Alphonse. So no, that's not important. Yeah, just little odds and ends. It looks more like he makes fanciful little items. Just whatever strikes his fancy is what he makes.
Did you say silver pins or silver pens?
He has a couple of like little brooches and things of that nature.
Those ones look really nice. How much are those?
Well, it depends on which one you want, lad. Which are you? I can't tell.
Both work. So which? So what are the differences in the prices?
This one here set with an emerald. It'll run you 25 gold. This one here set with a ruby. It will cost you 50 gold.
Oh, the ruby one is red, right? That's the red one.
That is the red one, yeah.
Oh, I want that one.
Okay. 25 gold.
I thought you said that one was 50. The emerald one was.
Yeah, the emerald was, yeah, sorry, I'm looking through my notes. I'm looking at like 10 different things at once. So yes, that one is 50 gold. And you now have a ornate silver brooch with a ruby setting in the shape of a teardrop. It actually looks, if you turn it over one way or another, it actually looks like an actual drop of blood.
And if you turn it the other way, it looks like a heart.
Well, half a heart, anyways.
Do you have another one?
I have another ruby, but not a setting like that. I could make you one. It would take me a couple of days.
Oh, I'm afraid we're going to travel soon. But how much would it be for the ruby?
Just for the ruby, I'd sell you the ruby for 25 gold.
25 gold, very well.
If just throwing it out there, if you'd like me to modify the setting on the brooch that you have, I would do that for an additional 10 gold and have it hold both rubies in a way that it looks like a heart.
You can do that. How long would that take?
Oh,
Couple of hours.
Yes. All right. That one then. So an additional 10 gold. There we go.
Right. It'll be ready by morning.
Thank you very much.
So, Evil, the tabaxi has been eyeing you, keeping a very close eye on you. She's very interested in you.
Hello.
And as you come closer, she reaches out one hand and sort of runs it down your cheeks. You have such beautiful skin.
Thank you.
Would you
I made it myself.
Would you be interested in adding a piece of art?
Oh, you mean like this? And Evil's forehead becomes like a little picture of a sky. It's like a TV on the stomach.
That is most disturbing. I thought more a tattoo, but you seem to be good.
What is a tattoo?
She sort of rolls up the sleeves of her robes, and you see that her forearms are literally covered from the back of her hands all the way to her elbows, and all these intricate designs, roses and roses and vines, many different flowers.
Evil changes their face to look like the patterns there.
That is very disturbing. But fascinating at the same time. Why can I not stop watching?
The roses start like moving around in a circle, like in a hypnotic pattern.
Okay, I will stop there.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. You
Yeah.
you have a very good evening. I will go over here now.
Elfric would walk over. Maybe I could be interested. But it depends on whether you are interested in my wine, because I don't have any gold. I can only trade, I cannot pay.
Huh.
You say you have Shadowvale wine.
Yes, yes. In fact, I have all the supply they could find. That's why I had to buy that cart to transport it.
You paid for that. Okay.
It does the job. Got the wine all the way here.
I might be interested in trading for some of your wine.
Well,
Well,
sure, it isn't skooma, but it's something.
I also have some very unique ale, if you prefer that. It was made by my friend over there. His name is Dor Balar.
No, I think I prefer the wine.
Okay, okay.
Kind of art were you looking for?
Magical,
Decorative?
magical,
Or
magical,
useful?
magical, useful.
I see.
Do you have something that could help me make more money? Or protect me from the taxman? That's also important.
Tattoos of protection are much easier.
Ah. So how do they work? I've never had one of these before, you know?
Hmm. It will take many hours, but I have several magical inks that I will use. A special needle.
Mm. And what would be the effect?
Well, if I was to do a barrier tattoo, let's say, it could raise your armor class.
What's armor class?
It would make you much harder to hit.
It would
Ah,
give us classier armor.
I understand. Although I already have a pretty simple spell for that called Mage Armor. Would your tattoo be better than that?
It depends on how large of a tattoo you wish.
Oh,
Now, I must warn you, one of my tattoos will cost you an attunement slot.
oh.
What other tattoos did you
Even
have?
the small one?
Even the smaller one.
Okay, well, I guess it's go big or go home. How much would you normally charge for the biggest one that you can make?
The biggest tattoo that I can make for a barrier spell would cover both of your arms or your legs, plus your chest.
Huh? Would it be like stylish, you know? Like would I look good with it, or would I look pretty terrible?
Hold on, let me show you. Evil turns into Elfric and gets like what they would imagine a tattoo would look like on. Becomes a mannequin.
The tattoo would look like liquid metal running across your skin.
Liquid metal, like in a forge, and it looks like melty.
Actually, that's not bad. I could
I
tell
don't know
stories.
what that is, but I would very much wish her to stop.
Oh,
I can do that.
Yeah, sorry. Not everyone is familiar with you. Anyway, I mean that sounds fantastic. So how much gold would you normally charge for one of those?
Oh, 6,000.
Okay. All right. Well,
It is a very large tattoo. It will require many hours of my time. You and I will be up most of the night together.
it's not a problem. I love being up in the night. Okay. Do you like stories? I could tell you some interesting stories from the Shadow Vale while you work.
I do like stories, but it will still cost you wine.
Yeah, of course.
Those
So,
go well together anyway.
yeah, wine and stories go very well together. So I don't know if you heard my discussion with Jetta, but I value these bottles at somewhere between 300 to 450 each. You seem like a good fella, so I would give them to you at 300. So I would give you 20 bottles for the tattoo. Do we have a deal?
If you call me a fellow again, I will stab you in the throat.
Oh,
But yes, we have a deal.
fair enough. What do you prefer to be called? My deal partner.
You may call me 12 Flames.
Deal 12 flames.
And flames. 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
are
5, 6,
4 flames.
9. There's only 10 flames here.
My true name is 12 Hidden Flames.
Is it hidden like it's secret?
Very well. Perhaps we should have something to eat with some of your wine. And we will begin. Jetta,
Oh,
I will be spending most of the night with this very charming man and his death cloak.
Do I still have some poison for the omelette?
Of course, the cloak will not be worn.
oh, no, I will take off the cloak. In fact, I thought I had taken it off already. I must have forgotten it. Sorry.
You did take it off in the beginning, I think.
Yeah, you just didn't have the hood up. You're still wearing your cloak. You just don't have the hood up.
Okay,
She-
yeah, sure.
she was-
I will take
she
it
was-
off.
She was trying to make it funny.
I removed 20 bottles, by the way, from my inventory.
And she stashes them very securely in her tent or her wagon. And as you are helping her to store her bottles away, you see that the interior of her wagon is indeed set up much like a tattoo parlor. There is a very large, comfortable looking chair for you to sit in, and a smaller stool that she will sit on while she's performing her tattoo.
Are they
So-
in already?
So the tattoo that you are getting will in fact take an attunement slot,
Okay.
but it will make your armor class 18 while you wear no armor.
Oh, fantastic.
If
I
you
whisper.
if you are to put on any form of armor, it automatically ends.
I think I found it, but apparently, and it's okay if you rule it differently. Apparently, I could theoretically use a shield if I was proficient with shields, which I'm not.
Yeah, that's not a shield's not technically armor. It's like saying, "Oh,
Okay.
but I have a ring of protection." It adds to your armor class, but it's not really armor.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but no, like regular. But I mean, that's fine because all other armor would just be pretty much worse unless it's like a plus 1, 2, 3. Okay, that sounds like a very good deal.
Well, it seems we won't be getting any more customers for the night. Shall we gather around the fire and make a meal? You notice that everyone else is starting to pack away their wares, things of that nature. Aaron is just sitting there working away on Evil's brooch.
As they're like packing away the wares, does it seem like they have like any cool weapons or like armor or things that look shiny on like a sort of taped hero kind of character?
Robin actually has a couple of different swords in his display, but I'll warn you now, they are most likely quite out of your price range for the moment.
Yep.
You guys are only level 4.
While everybody's kind of like wrapping up, can I get a general reading of all these merchants? Anybody kind of like giving me some strange vibes? Is anybody shady or anything?
You want to read their
Open the
thoughts
door.
again?
Actually,
When we wake up, one of them will be dead.
they actually feel like they feel more like family. Jeddah seems to be the head of the family, with Aaron being like the ancient patriarch that everybody respects but doesn't listen to anymore. Jeddah sort of gives all the orders, but they all seem very protective of each other.
Mm-hmm. But no one is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
No, they seem to be like an honest, very honest troop of
right.
Travelers and merchants.
Okay.
But as they get things put away, locked away, they start moving over here where they've got a small fire set up. Each of them in turn bringing something from their wagon for adding to dinner. 12 Hidden Flames brings a bottle of her newly acquired wine to share around.
Okay. By this time, is my tattoo ready?
Your tattoo will not be ready until in the morning.
Okay. So would I be here or would I be like lying in the cart?
Well, 12 Hidden Flames offered you dinner first and then into the cart.
So if I could, I would check one thing with Robin while he's packing up, whether he has any rings, and even if not, whether he has any knowledge of the value of various rings. And I would try to ask him how much he thinks my ring of resistance is worth. I know I don't have it on me, but I would describe it and explain its effect. Ring of Resistance?
You have a Ring of Resistance?
Yeah, I have the Ring of Resistance to Force. It's with, Glavuli. It's the one that...
Yeah. True.
Yeah. It's supposedly gonna try to trade for something else, but we'll see if that works or not.
Right. I've got it right here. Ring. Oh, there's a rod. Ring. Star spell storm. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. I have so many spell lists or so many price lists. I mean, I have price lists for literally everything. You want to go to an inn? I know how much every single thing there costs. You want to hire a cart for the day? I know how much it costs.
Mm.
It's just a matter of finding it. So a brief description of your ring and what it's supposed to do, and he's like, somewhat in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 4,000 gold.
Oh, okay. And do you have any magical rings, by the way, in your store?
Not right now. I'm looking for more, but I have a couple of magical weapons, few wands, as you've told, but mostly I deal in
supplies.
In supplies.
I understand.
Well, I have some very rare supplies: diamond powder, crushed pearls.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, let's go have dinner.
The meal they offer you guys is quite acceptable, actually.
We
It's
thank
not-
you for your. Oh,
it's not a terribly wealthy kind of dinner, but it's quite acceptable. Homey after a way.
we thank you for your hospitality. Even though we have nothing to bring to the table, would you allow me to take a portrait of all of you later on?
12 hidden flames. Oh, that would be very nice.
Then I shall do it and give it to you.
Actually, I would be like, when I see 12 hidden flames bring up the bottles of wine that I just sold him, I'd be like, no, wait. And I take out one bottle from my own stash. And I say, this one will be a gift. We'll drink it together, and then you can at least try the wine before, giving me your very valuable tattoo.
All right. So while you're at dinner and talking, they're asking about Shadowvale, and they have some information of the outside world. A couple of rumors here and there. They travel quite a bit, and Jenna tells you that I have heard that far to the north, beyond the Oakwood, are the orcs of Ankh-Bazal, and that they prepare for a war of some sort. A few people that have traveled from that direction say they have already begun clashing with the Firbolgs and the elves who seek to protect the forest.
From the Unknown Wilds or over in Bazal.
I heard about these orcs. They have been north of my family's village. They are evil, vile creatures. No respect for nature. Worries me.
Respect nature.
What
The
a
lords
terrible
of
thing
Anari,
to happen to my people.
the lords of Anari have let the orcs' village stand this long because they mostly keep to themselves. I fear the war that would befall the land should they come forth from the Black Teeth in full force.
Do you think either party in that war is particularly interested in buying weapons, explosives, that kind of stuff?
Are you now a merchant of war as well as wine?
Oh, yes, I'm a merchant of a bit of everything. In fact, most of my original funds come from a stash of alchemist fire that we've discovered in the Shadow Vale. But I only sell to the good guys, not to the bad ones. So the orcs are not gonna see any of this, of course.
Well, you would have to speak to the elves of Nilshil, and perhaps the Furblogs, like your friend here.
Yes.
We have also heard from travelers passing by the elven town of Helion and coming north from Asmar. They have been reporting rumors of a necromancer having taken up residence in an old abandoned temple near the feet of the Broken Spine Mountain. The rangers from the town speak of herds of undead walking in the woods near the temple, and that they are moving ever closer to the town.
I don't like undead. Undead are terrible customers. They don't need food, they don't need wine. They don't even have gold usually on them.
Are they perchance skeletons?
I'm more worried about my tribe and the orcs that are heading for their village.
Well, surely we shall arrive and fix whatever problems they might have.
Although,
I do not know if they are skeletons, but Rumor is the elves are worried that the necromancer will soon be looking to expand his territory, and that Helon is in his way. As for the orcs and the elves, I don't know much more. Rumors are that some dark force is driving them into a frenzy. Should they come forth in numbers, I fear there is no force that will prevent them from overtaking the whole of the Oakwood.
Then we
Robin,
need.
it was how long ago when we spoke to the elf from Nilshield that was heading to Asmar? Robin's like, 2 days. Yes. He said he was going to ask the lords of the city to send reinforcements to aid in putting the orcs back in their hole. He said even now, roving bands of orcs wander the Oakwood searching for elves and furbolgs to capture and kill.
Very
Thanks for that.
troubling.
Why did you say that you don't think anything could stop them? Are the orcs really that powerful?
They have been there for many hundreds of years, and orcs, they breed like rabbits. There is no way of knowing exactly how many of them are there. Should they come forth in numbers of the thousands, it would take the armies of every city to rise up against them and stop them.
Yes, I could see that being a problem, but aren't orcs usually prone to infighting? So maybe if we could cut down whatever controls them, they would just go back to killing each other.
This is very true. As I say, the rumors speak of some dark force that is stirring them. But again, these are only rumors. I have no first-hand knowledge.
Well, I can assure you that dark force is not me.
No, I would assume it is not.
Perhaps it might be that one that we heard about from what Cecilia was dealing with, or
Yeah.
dealing in.
Maybe it is the hag. Might be the hag indeed. Driving the orcs into a frenzy.
A hag, you say?
Hag,
Terrible
yes.
creatures.
They are indeed.
At the same time, I don't think a single hag could control thousands of orcs. That seems a little bit beyond their powers.
They are very good at manipulating, and she only needs to manipulate the leader.
True.
And isn't that exactly what Cecilia was doing with the goblins? And what what was the name of that demon again? Something starting with K?
Kosga.
Kosgath.
Kosgath.
Yes, but that wasn't a hag. That was... I think both of them were more powerful than hags. But what do I know? Maybe we should just go there and find out for ourselves. Maybe there's money to be made in the area.
Yes, strange days are afoot in the north.
And hopefully with this wonderful tattoo, I will be safe from both the taxman and the orcs.
Indeed, no more spiders sneaking up on you.
I'm afraid they can still sneak up on me, but hopefully they can't hit me.
Let's see. Well, shall we get started then, Dark One?
Maybe you should put some mushrooms in the ink.
Before you go, I would ask
Make
you
it glow in
to
the dark.
please all stand out in front of me so I may take a quick sketch for your painting. It would only take a minute.
Evil strikes a pose.
Oh, if you don't mind, Evil, I was only referring to the merchants since they are all
Oh.
friends.
Very
can
well,
be
Evil
thinking
sits
of you
back down.
after.
You can just come over here, Evil. I have a new spell we can try on you.
A new spell, you say?
Yes.
Where are you, Saphira?
I hope it's not related to bonfire.
I'm still over here, but that's okay. No.
Oh,
My cat.
So yeah, they all gather up. They
As they all
they
stand-
drag a
I
grumbling Aaron over into the group who what, huh?
I cast dragon's breath. I'm telling her to go breathe on some trees.
well, I mean, alright, and then Evil suddenly gets fires a gout of flame from their mouth and just catches the tree apart. Oh no, yeah, can I blow it out? And then it becomes more, oh no, does anyone know create water?
And as you are doing that, you can see Misty is actually observing you from a distance.
We can
And-
cast it on Misty!
It
Yes!
seems very interested in what's
Oh.
happening.
Robin would wave his hands in that direction, and the fire would just wink out of existence.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. That looks a bit dangerous.
Powerful wizard, hey? But I've still got a trick up my sleeve that I think you haven't seen before.
Well, you can do that with
So
prestidigitation.
as they get next to each other, I get my easel and cast silent image on the easel to get like a quick picture of where they got, and I immediately start like scribbling over to get their shape for when the spell stops and the shape of the general landscape. It's
That's
over. I will be
That's
done in
actually a
no more
really
than
creative
a
use
period
for still image.
Yes, well, I will never fail at painting again.
So you can make a performance check with
2D
advantage.
playing too.
But I haven't finished. So later throughout the night. Sorry, what?
Okay, what were you doing?
So later throughout the night, I will try to get some rock and some dirt. I will also try to check if I can find some flour, which I will mix with water in order to create glue. And I will paint some glue where I need some elements to go, and then put the ground earth and rock on it, so that when I paint with my ground crystals over them, it will glow in a blue fashion. And same with the mushrooms. And so I will paint the whole family behind the fire and in front of the stream, with the reflections of the moonlight in the stream glowing with the ground crystals from the cave, and the reflections from the fire on their faces also glowing thanks to the mushrooms. I
Transforming
will also
sparkles.
use I will also use the special paint I have, which is for spell scrolls, in order to like outline their colors, and so the painting will appear magical. And I will spend all night doing this, gaining 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, here's the
Then
thing. Let's start with this. Make a performance check at advantage.
we'll do.
Picture comes to life and
Oh boy!
Good thing
thank
you had
God for
advantage.
advantage.
Good thing for advantage. Well, actually, the first roll would have been a 14. So,
yeah.
but so your constructed painting comes up quite well. Now, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh, this might be after the fact, but could I have cast Bless on him?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
little late.
This is so-
I think guidance is what you were looking for anyway.
I think Bless works on ability checks too.
Yeah, no. You
Okay.
most definitely take 1 point of exhaustion.
Yes.
So, as the dinner party breaks up and 12 Hidden Flames guides Alfric off to her tent, to her wagon, closing the curtains behind the two of them, the last thing any of you hear is a slightly seductive purr saying, Drip.
Oh boy.
I definitely do not want to be anywhere near that wagon.
Alfred feels a little bit awkward, but his greed gets the better of him. And then he
I go
starts
to sleep
explaining.
hearing the tormented screams of the.
As you might have noticed, my skin is very black, by the way, so I don't know what kind of colors of ink you have, but we might have to take that into account.
Totally giving her
Do
the
not
glow.
worry, Dark One. I have everything that I need.
Oh no, he stole your soul.
Alright. Alfred is mentally thinking that he invested a bottle of wine into making this person hopefully like him a bit better. And yeah.
As she begins laying out several small needles and pulling out several small vials of ink, she sets them all out nice and neat and orderly on a small shelf beside her, reaches under the shelf, and pulls out a bottle of the Shadowvale wine that she is trading for her work. She uses the claw of her small finger as a corkscrew, pops the cork out, takes a very long drink, and then offers you the bottle.
Alright. I'll take a sip as well.
Shall we begin then?
Yes.
And so she begins. She takes several needles, holding them very close to where she wants the tattoo to be, and basically it's going to cover both of your arms, and she gives you the choice of across your chest or across your back.
Oh. Could it be? Well, which one would look better on me in your opinion?
Oh, the chest for sure.
Okay, sure. Maybe you could make the belly area look like as if I had, six-pack,
Oh, I want one of those tattoos now as well.
like these
What?
kinds of Greek armors that are like
Yeah.
fit to look like animals.
Yes, exactly.
You wish for a six-pack of what? Puppies? Kittens?
Oh, no, like as if it was very muscular,
Ah.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty skinny boy. Not super skinny. I would say about 12 out of 20.
I would give you a 10, but okay. Right. So she starts holding these needles up. The interesting thing is she doesn't actually pierce your skin with them. She seems to drag the needle along, and as she's dragging the needle along, she's chanting softly under her breath in her hissy, fanged way, and you watch as what almost looks like liquid scale mail starts appearing along your skin from your shoulder down to your elbow as she's dragging the needle down. As she gets to about your elbow, the first needle vanishes. She picks up another, starts again, goes from your elbow to the wrist. Repeats on the other side, on the other arm. She takes a fifth needle and begins at your shoulder and comes across your chest down to the center, and you watch as this look of liquid kind of scale mail, this shimmering silver just sort of forms across your skin. There are places of negative space where it allows the actual color of your skin to come through and create accents so that it gives the tattoo depth, so it looks like you are actually wearing this liquid scale mail. It takes her another 2 needles to finish off. And as she finally finishes and sits back to look at her handiwork, the bottle of wine is mostly empty. The night has gone mostly by. But yet she's proud of the work she has done. The chest piece looks a little more anatomically correct. Almost looks as if it has been molded to create the look of a more muscular and
Scale six pack.
it's less it's less six pack and more the illusion of six pack. But she got your look in. You've got pecs. You've got a small six pack.
All right.
It's a mini pack. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this is actually gonna work or not. I have added that to your character. Oh, you've just gone in and edited your armor class.
Sorry, I just removed it. No, I actually had it in the mage armor thing, but yeah, I just removed that.
Well, I've added the tattoo to your character, and I'm going to see if it will actually import correctly.
Okay. So if it does not, then what I would do is manually create an effect, because that's what was causing my previous thing.
Mm-hmm. We'll see in just a moment.
Okay, for some reason, all the effects I had created now got deleted. Did you re-import me from D&D Beyond?
I did. I'm re-importing you from D&D Beyond. It's not finished.
Okay. Yeah,
It takes
I'm not
just a
gonna
moment.
touch anything.
No, it did not. It did not import correctly. Your barrier tattoo is there, but it did not adjust your armor class correctly.
Okay. But I know how to set it up, so I'll do it manually.
Okay. I'll let you set it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I would also like you to make a Constitution savings throw for me.
Okay. I'm very good at Constitution saves. Look, I'm this good at them. Boom.
You're very tired, but you do not suffer a point of exhaustion.
You see, normally staying up all night would make me exhausted, but thanks to this magnificent bottle of wine, I feel just fine.
It rhymes.
Yes, and I must say, due to my handiwork, you look much finer as well.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. You see, I didn't want to get a tattoo when I was younger because I was worried that if I get the wrong one, I might regret it. But actually, this one, it makes me look so much finer and is practical as well. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, if you will excuse me, I must sleep.
Oh, of course.
I will tell you goodbye now. Please, say goodbye to your friends for me.
Yes, I will.
Night.
So, all of you can actually take a long rest.
Before I do that, can I walk around a little bit here in the area and look for small animal pieces, mainly a little bit of fur, feather, and maybe kind of like a fish tail or something?
Make a survival check for me.
All right.
You find a couple of tufts of fur from a squirrel. You find some feathers from birds.
Sweet. And can I look around at that creek a little bit and see if I can maybe even catch a little fish?
Sure. I mean, your survival check was good enough. I would say you know how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little time, but you catch yourself a nice little stream trout.
All right. And I will just kind of like cut off a little bit of the tail, and I will apologize to the fish before I put it back into the water. And then
now it just swims in circles because you
Yeah.
screwed up its aerodynamics.
That's why I apologize.
Oh,
Uh,
hold on. if evil gets to join you for this walk, evil will cast Cure Wounds on it before going to sleep.
Okay, so you've got your fishtail, squirrel fur, feathers.
And I will kind of like all assemble it inside of that small little gilded acorn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will add it to my general spell focus, which is kind of like a totem thing. It is the skull of a little bird, but instead of a normal beak, there's the claw of a bear that is put in to replace the beak that was broken off. And I wear that around my neck, so every time when I cast a spell, I hold it as my spell component or as my spell focus. And now
Okay.
I will add this acorn to it.
Okay.
And then when everything is assembled and done, I look for a little corner where I can bed down my big fur-balled body and go to sleep.
It's not really hard. You actually find a place quite quickly that looks just like home. Underneath a tree, a small depression in the ground.
Perfect.
As I say, the night passes. Those of you that slept have slept. Those of you that haven't slept have taken either your point of exhaustion or not point of exhaustion, but you're very, very tired. The morning comes. The merchants rise. They offer you a nice breakfast of sausages and fried potatoes.
Thank you very much.
It's better than rations.
And
For sure.
they wish you well on your way.
Likewise. Good luck with your shops.
And they tell you that they'll be here for another 4 days, and then from here they move to Asmar.
Oh, before we leave, apologies. I have one more question for you, Robin. I take out from the party loot the bloodstones. We've got 2 bloodstones. And I ask, do you happen to know if Bloodwell vials are made from these bloodstones or not?
I'd have to check my books, but I'm not very sure.
No worries, I can ask someone else. Maybe it's just the naming that's similar. Perhaps Bloodwell vials are actually just literally vials with some blood in them. Well, thank you for
Before
your
parting?
hospitality. Yep.
Before parting, I would go to the wizard as well, and I will say, Mr. Ridingham, I finished the painting. Here you go as a token of goodwill and safe travels to you.
This is quite nice, actually. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Why, I am a wizard.
Yeah. You know as well as I do that wizards, we give nothing without giving a return.
Indeed, that's why I am my history check. It's really not necessary, Mr. Ridingham. I have everything to make me happy.
He reaches up and he takes a necklace from around his neck and he holds it out to you. You can only use it once. But if you're ever in a really tight spot, just pull this little red stone off and throw it at your enemies. You'll watch them go boom.
Oh Lord.
A necklace of fireballs?
A necklace of fireball, singular. There is one stone on this necklace of fireballs.
And it's red?
It is red.
We match!
I thank you immensely, Mr. Ridingham, but truly, I do not need it, and it is not my sort of casting anyway. I prefer to fight with my sword. I would rest safer knowing you are safe from it, and the prize of your friendship is more than good enough.
You know, if you don't take it, you'll insult me, right?
If you must insist.
I can take it if he doesn't want it.
That's not how a gift works, sadly, Ulfric. Very well, but I make you a promise that I shall never use it and wear it until my dying breath.
Be careful with that. If you fall on it, you will blow up. Big ball of fire. And then it will be much more expensive to revive you.
Will be a very dramatic death, though.
True,
Indeed.
true.
Well, thank you for your company.
Also,
Best of luck.
12 Hidden Flames has asked me to say goodbye to all of you / us. She's a bit tired after working all night. You
Who's
see,
12 hidden flames?
oh, it's the Tabaxi tattoo
Oh,
artist.
yes.
Also, yeah, it took her very long because she had to work around my many, many abs. Look, and I show you my belly.
Oh wow, you
This
got
is very
ripped!
disturbing.
That's Elfric, always gets ripped, never gets ripped off.
Apparently, this paint will protect me against attacks. It's a little bit like female armor.
Really? Yes,
The
go
less
there.
it covers, the more it does.
That's what we call breastplates.
Yes.
Ba-dum-bum. Right. So, guys, before we move on, I think we're going to call it a night right there. This is, I suppose, technically been our shopping episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
It was fun.
Next week, we'll see if we can't get into something a little more adventurous.
This was perfect, I think. Could
Yeah,
we do more
Elfric
of
got
this?
abs.
Could we do more of this?
Alfred got a lot harder to hit. So, we're going to say goodbye to Twitch. And
Goodbye,
anybody that
Twitch.
watches this
Bye,
podcast on YouTube, we hope you guys enjoyed. I know there wasn't a lot of action, but I think we'll get into something a little more next week. As for you guys, thank you guys for playing as always. It's always an honor for me to give other DMs a chance to play.
Thank you for DMing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Have a
you
great
very much.
day.
Yeah, go ahead and send us off. There you go.